guys today on one of the new Tarte holiday palettes. This is the 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. I absolutely loved last year, so when they released a new one this year, I was just, oh, so excited. It's called the Pinup Girl Palette. It is super adorable. The packaging I think is so cute. It's got this kind of like golden metallic-y, almost like a fabric kind of cover. You have this band here that's got some purple detailing. It did have two little bobby pins on it, which I will insert a photo of, but my sweet little daughter wanted to wear them in her hair, so they are off with her somewhere right now. If we were to compare it to last year's size-wise, I mean, they're almost the same size this way, but the newer one for 2014 is quite a bit thicker. So, I mean, it is going to take up more room in your makeup drawer if you're traveling in a suitcase, something like that, but I don't think it's overly, like, too bulky. I mean, you are getting 5 blushes in here, so, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. It does have a little gold button here that says Tarte, and you just have to push that in order to lift it up. Alright, so like I said, when you open this up, you get 5 beautiful, I don't want to blind you, 5 beautiful, beautiful blushes. I honestly think they nailed the colors of these blushes. I think that there's something for everyone in this palette. I want to do a quick comparison to last year's. This is last year's Off the Cuff palette, and this is this year's Pinup Girl palette. Last year's included 4 blushes. My puppy's here. 4 blushes and a bronzer. This year you get 5 blushes. First thing that really caught my eye about this palette is that it has a nice mix of matte and shimmer, which I love. I hate when a palette is just jam-packed full of shimmery everything. I really do like to have some matte options. So here you get 1, 2, 3 matte and 2 shimmer. So I think that's a pretty good mix. Okay, so starting on the far side over here, the first color you have is called Breathless. This is a beautiful pinky beige color. It is quite light. It's definitely the lightest color in the palette. If you have darker skin, you might have to work to build this up. I mean, you might even be able to use it more as like a cheek brightener, like a highlighter. It is matte, so you're not going to get a lot of like glow from it. It reminds me kind of a lighter version of Tarte's Exposed, which is one of my all-time favorites. So that is the first one. The next one you have is called Embraced. This is a plummy rose color. It does have shimmer in it. I'm going to just go ahead and say, as a general rule, I'm not a fan of like shimmery, plummy blushes. And this was the one color that I was like, ooh, I'm not sure if I'm going to wear that. When I swatch this, it's so stunning. It just has the most gorgeous sheen I've ever seen. It just screams holiday to me. Like, this is the blush I will wear on New Year's Eve, on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day, on, if I go to anything with snow and stuff. The next color you have is called Whimsy, and this is a light pink color. When I first saw this, it reminded me of Tarte's Dollface. Let me grab that. So I do have the full size of Dollface, and as you can see, I've hit pan on it. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite blushes, period. And last year's Off the Cuff palette also included it. Now, it is not the same color, but they do look similar, and when you swatch them beside each other, I will insert a photo for you guys. You can see there is very little difference. Very similar. If you're someone who has been eyeing Dollface for a while, but you want to give yourself more variety and get a deal, I would just go for this palette, because I think if you have this one, you don't really need Dollface. The one we have here is called Bashful, and it is a rosy peach color. It does have a little bit of shimmer. It is stunning, and I think it would be a beautiful color for spring and summer as well. So really like that they've included that. The last color you have is actually the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. Hopefully you can see it. This one is called Irreplaceable, and it's just a mauve toned rose. Again, it is matte and perfect for fall and winter. So it's the one that I have been using the most from the palette. And I think it would be stunning on so many skin tones. So if you've been with me for a while, you may know that Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes are some of my all-time favorite blushes, period. They wear like a dream. I mean, like, these are blushes that actually stick around on my face all day. And that doesn't usually happen for me. Usually by the end of the day, my blush has faded away. I'm like, did I even put it on? But with Tarte, I really don't have that problem. They also just apply so seamlessly to your cheeks. They're easy to blend. They're buildable. I can't say enough good things about the formula. I absolutely love this palette. I think Tarte has done an amazing job of throwing together the colors, the finishes, and I think they've also done a good job of making this a year-round palette. Even though it's marketed as a holiday set, I feel like this kind of plummy color here and this mauve color are two that I'd reach for more in the fall and winter months. But come spring and summer, this kind of neutral color, this pink, and this peachy rose color, I mean, I feel like I would wear those more during the warmer months of the year. So I think this is incredible value. I love it. I think the packaging is gorgeous. I would recommend it. If you're kind of on the fence about it, I think it's definitely worth the money. It's one of the best holiday palettes that I have seen so far this year, and I've been really particular about which holiday palettes I've been picking up. Usually I'm like, I want them all. This year I was like, okay, try and just pick the ones that you know you're really going to reach for, and this was definitely a standout for me. So hope you guys found this helpful. If you have this palette, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Or what blushes are you just loving in general right now for the fall and winter months? I always love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Take care of each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye.